Paul Herman here. Welcome to the Body and Soul Shop. Today we're finally finished with a 67 Camaro, at least our portion of it. The interior still has to be done, but it's ready to roll out of here. And we're excited to give it to Bobby and Leanne Freeman, the owners. We're looking forward to getting it out of here so they can enjoy it. The owner of this Camaro, this is Bobby Freeman. His wife Leanne's here with us also. But I'm just going to let him tell you what he brought us, and this is what we finished up with.
Hello. I brought him a rust bucket. It needed a lot of help, but it's got a 427 stroker, LS3 Gen 4 motor, AFR heads, 4L80 transmission built with the 3000 stall, 9-inch narrow rear end, and it's all sitting on a roaster shop chassis, a spec chassis.
So Bobby said he wanted some kind of candy red, and my neighbor has a Mazda, and I see it going down the street, and it's just glowing. And I told Bobby, I says, let's check into that color right there. So that's what this is. It's called Soul Red. It's a Mazda color. It's a 3-stage, so you've got your base, your mid, and your clear. A little bit of a challenge to paint. You got to be very consistent the whole way through. And I think it turned out really well. So we're really not going to talk much about the interior. It's not finished yet, and Bobby just hasn't really nailed down 100% exactly what he wants to do in there yet. So that's why we're not showing any of the inside of it. So this does have bare brakes on it, and Bobby wants to put a little wider wheel under the back of it. So it's been mini tubbed, not huge, but he's got several inches yet that he can still work with, and he wants a really deep rim on it. So that's why these wheels and tires are not staying on it, but they look great on it right now, but he wants a little bit more meat in the back. Okay, so this has got an LS3 427 cubic inch in it. It's got AFR heads on it, and it's a real rocket, we assume. We haven't had it on the dyno yet, but I think it's somewhere a little bit over 600 horse probably out of it. It's really grumpy when you start it, so I can tell you that much. So this does have the hideaway headlights. So these more modern hideaway headlights have sensors on them. So if a kid or something put their hand in there, it wouldn't cut their hand off or really injure them. It stops it. So it's pretty cool how all that works. Built Ford tough. For you old timers like me, you'll remember this sound. Right, so they asked me what are some of the challenges of painting candy apple paint, or 3-stage or whatever, and I said the main thing is you got to have deep pockets because it gets really expensive. 2 quarts of this, just the base and the mid, just to give you an example, was over $600. That's not no clear, that's not no reducer, that's no activators, anything, just the color. So you can imagine there's quite a bit of paint on this. So you guys know that I've mentioned before about aftermarket sheet metal. And this whole front clip is all aftermarket sheet metal, even the radiator support, everything. And it can be quite challenging. Had to do a lot of massaging on it, to put it mildly, to make everything fit. But we finally got it, and I'm really happy with the gaps. Everything's working good, but it was a challenge, I will say that. At one point in time, I could have put my thumb in that gap and this gap, trying to get everything squared up. It was way off. We did all the sheet metal work on it that we had to change, things that we had to change, move brackets, stuff like that, cut, splice. We'd done all that before, but inevitably, seems like when you take one apart, put it back together, even if you have pilot holes and little alignment holes or this or that, so sometimes it still gets challenging, but we got it. So it does have 2.5-inch exhaust. It's tucked up in the drive shaft tunnel. It has heat wrap around it. Had to hand build a lot of it, cut it and splice it, and to get it all tucked up in there real nice and tight. But we finally got it. It was quite a challenge, but it turned out good. And I like the way the pipes follow the contour of the gas tank in the front. It kind of V's, and I like the way that come out like that. There was absolutely no way to get that exhaust over top of the rear end in this particular build. There was just too much stuff going on, so that's why we had to build it the way we did.
This car was built on friendship. Lots of love and lots of prayer. If y'all don't know Jesus, I recommend that you get to know him. Anything's possible with Jesus.
Hey, I want to say thank you to Bobby and Leanne Freeman for letting us do this build, and we really enjoyed it. Always love working with people, and it's fun to develop friendships through that. We just want to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and share as much as you can. Hope you enjoyed this segment, and may God richly bless you.